I'm Dr. Sam Zaranovich, and welcome to the practice. I'm really glad you've decided to join us here, and this video is intended to just give you an orientation and a sense of what to expect while you're under care. I hope it helps. First, let me give you a little bit of background about who I am. I graduated from chiropractic college in early 2011 and have been in practice in San Francisco since early 2012. Prior to that, I was seeking. I did a lot of training in life coaching and hypnotherapy, even some neuro-linguistic programming back in a former lifetime, all arising from a background in linguistics when I was in college. My driving interest has always been about the intersection between the mind stuff and the body stuff, which lives in the brain. And so my approach to chiropractic is very much nervous system forward and very much about helping your brain feel and move your body differently than what it's been used to. So let's talk about what to expect while you're under care. The first thing I would like you to be expecting is a very integrated care plan, a plan that's designed to help you get empowered to make better choices, to move your body in new ways, and to feel like you're in the driver's seat about what's happening in the work of healing. My work is broadly made of 4 parts. The first part is safety and awareness. It's safety in the body, getting some of the defense mechanisms, especially the neurologically brain-driven defense mechanisms that might keep you feeling tight and on edge and ready for action all the time, into the habit of coming down. The world out there may not be perfectly safe, but in here, having moments of a deep breath and sigh of safety is going to build a space where more change can happen. And so one of our first goals across the board, and one of the major styles of care that you'll be experiencing here, is focused on creating safety in the body and improving bodily self-awareness, knowing where your parts are in space, how they work together, how they move together, and where things can get in trouble. The second type of care that you'll be experiencing in the office is focused on creating more range of motion at the places that have lost range of motion. Our body will lay down scar tissue around any part that isn't moving very much in order to hold it stable. If you're not moving it, you must not need to, goes the logic of the body. Therefore, we'll lay down scar tissue to keep it still, to keep it secure. We're going to be opening up more movement in those places so that you can restore your normal range of motion. The third type of care that you'll experience in the office is about teaching your body to move through ranges and in ways that it's not used to moving. This might be me gradually guiding you to a range of motion that your structure will allow, but your brain is nervous about. So we'll go slow and gentle. It may be about me coaching you to move your body in ways that are just unfamiliar or kind of weird in order to open up the possibility in your brain. The goal of this is better control and movement throughout your body, but also flexibility in your brain. Hey, what used to not be possible is possible now, so what if we take advantage of that? Finally, the fourth piece of the puzzle is going to be a set of tools and practices that I really want you to be focused on when you're not in the office. These tools and practices are designed to support all 3 of the other parts depending upon where you are in care and what your needs are. So you'll either get practices that are designed to help you feel safe and become aware of your body parts, or help you increase the range of motion through gentle, safe stretching, or to help you explore ways that you could move that you haven't been moving because of stuckness, because of training, because of whatever, and open up new possibilities and increase the behavioral and neurological flexibility that your brain has access to. First, the popping and cracking is never my goal. If you never pop or crack in the office, I'm not worried about it. And neither should you be. While it's tremendously fun to make people's bodies crack, it's not actually particularly useful for anything, the noise in and of itself. What I'm looking for is an increase in motion in a place that has been mechanically frozen into place. There's an idea out there about correcting misalignment. Misalignment isn't really the name of the game. It's in the normal range of motion, just stuck in part of it and not able to access the rest. And so our goal in the office for this type of care, this structural care, is just restoring your normal range of motion. Now that we've talked about what you can expect while you're here in the office, let's talk about what happens over the course of care. In general, I work with people in 6-month blocks because my experience and training has led me to understand that bodies change slowly and it's best to support them in changing slowly and not try to force anything. For that reason, you are given a set of tools customized to where you are in the level of care that you're at in order to support where we're at. What you're going to experience is really going to depend on you, but here are some broad themes that many people talk about. Especially in the first week or so of care, feeling sore, tired, or cranky after an adjustment is pretty common and normal. As care progresses, usually within the first couple of weeks, people tell me that some of their symptoms feel less intense. Rarely is there a perfect resolution within the first couple of weeks. That's why 6 months. But for most people, there's an improvement that's noticeable within the first couple of weeks. As care progresses further, within the first few months, many but not all people tell me that they really notice either an increased physical range of motion or an increased emotional range. Feelings just feel more available. They're easier to express. Sometimes it's harder to not express them. Don't worry, that'll level out in time. For certain, over the course of care, I expect people to become more aware of their bodies. So better awareness of posture, better awareness of what movements work and feel good in the body, and what movements and postures and activities are gonna cause problems later down the road so that you can self-correct and not go further down that road. And one of my favorite results of this style of care is an increased standard, just better expectations, and a lowered willingness to put up with whatever it is. This happens because most of us are used to pushing through, pressing past our own discomfort, especially if we've been chronically ill or in pain. We just have to get good at putting up with it and pushing through. And the practice here is disrupting that habit. Instead, not putting up with discomfort, but adapting, changing our behavior, getting more flexible, both mentally and physically, so that we can see different opportunities, how to move our bodies, how to hold our bodies, how to engage in activities that we love without paying for it with pain later. Last things that you really need to know to get the most out of care. You are expected to do some of the practices and exercises that I give you in the office when you're not here. It really supports you being in charge and feeling empowered to make changes in your body, but it also supports the care that we're doing. You're only here for a few minutes every week. Before getting adjusted, the things to do and to know are: 1, get yourself present in your body. Notice the sensations that are there. As you're laying on the table waiting for me to arrive, take a few breaths and scan from your toes up to your head, or from your head down to your toes, and just notice your body. Having presence and awareness in your body creates a foundation for more awareness, learning, and healing. After the adjustment, I want to invite you to explore a gentle, rocking seaweed motion after every adjustment. You can supplement this with any exercise from any of the practices or videos that I've sent you. So if you don't like the seaweed, if the seaweed doesn't feel right, anything that I've given you is totally appropriate for after the adjustment, just to give your body and your brain time to sync up with what happened. A couple of rules of thumb about being adjusted. Number 1, give your body permission. Bodies typically release stored up energy through movement, breath, vocalization or noise. Sometimes we have tummy gurgles. Sometimes our bodies just want to shiver and shimmy. And I want you to really give yourself permission to just move around and make noise if you need to. It'll just help release anything that's been building up organically. Another rule of thumb for all of the work, whether in the office or with your home care, is don't put up with and push through uncomfortable feelings or discomfort. Very rarely will I want you to be uncomfortable for your own good. In general, the practice here is adapt. So if stretching this way kind of hurts the neck but feels good in the shoulders, let's bring it down for the sake of the neck. We're not going to sacrifice the neck for the sake of the shoulders. So, no putting up with discomfort, including with what I'm doing. If something that I'm doing doesn't feel good or feels more than, that's intense in a slightly uncomfortable way, the way that stretching can be, I need to know about it because I never want to be causing you pain. It's pretty much never helpful. Lastly, thank you for watching, and please send your friends our way. If you have friends, family members, colleagues, anyone in your life who you see holding on to body tension and having a hard time letting it go, or talking about chronic illness, chronic pain, or just always uncomfortable, send them my way. The easiest way is typically to just send us a group introduction. You can text us and them at the same time at the 415 number that's on the screen, or that's in any of our information, or that we have probably texted by before. Check in with your friend, of course, before you give us their number. But that's usually the easiest way, and if you do that, we'll give them an exam for free. Normally that's $300, but we are happy to offer your friends, family, and community a complimentary exam just to see if they're a good fit and if what I do is going to be helpful for them. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the adjusting room.